Che to radio yero. Nidol ton tifini kia kilomon. Neto suja tem tantao. Nemiyolo enkati nenye. Omba nai maitete ngishui. Nena ereshata niyolo unye. Pokin tiatua CS TV. Wore CS TV. Neti esiana on TV ni naisol. Tiatua olo sholor masai. Teka untia Narok, Kajiado, Sampuru, Baringo, Laikipia, Ometaba ikolo sholelatia, Le Tanzania, CSTV, Tayololo Bolio, Tepo Kirishatam.
Stay there. This is the Kenyan Diaspora University Council Choir, actually band. I'd like to introduce you to the young people that are here. I have Sandik Mburu. Raise your hand just to be recognized. Sandik and his parents are here. Then I have Cedric Odolo. Cedric. And Cedric's sister Chanel Odolo. Very brilliant, talented lady. And then we have Jaden Muredi. Thank you so much. You may go take your seats. You may sit down. My name is Benson Kasue. I'm a long-term, citizen of this state. And I'll be behind my mic, accompanied by my co-host. I'll let her say her name because I cannot pronounce it.
Hello, everyone.
Come on.
Oh, we have to go on stage? I need a man to help me up.
I'll help you.
To help me up.
I can do both.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ha! Okay, so let me bring it all in. Your Excellency, Karibu to Dallas. Madam, Karibu to Dallas. Community leaders, all protocol observed. My name is Musi Kiaria. I will say that I'm born again. I love the Lord. Gotta say that. And I am privileged to be sharing this stage with none other than himself, Ben Kasue. And we're excited, Dallas, we are excited. We show up big, we show up strong. We show up in a community of brethren of different tribes and tongue. We show up in different religion. We show up because we were born to lead change. Whether it's from our homes, whether it's our churches, our places of work, even the government, we show up. So karibuni sana. I will hand it over back to you.
Thank you, Musi. You are so good at what you do. Can you give me some of your brains? Thank you.
No. This is a.
Your Excellency and Pastor Dorcas, it's a pleasure to welcome you to this city. It's your city now. If I had the keys, I will give it to both of you. But I'm going to bring somebody later on who is the mayor of the city who will hand those keys to you. Tonight we're here to really engage. It says diaspora engagement with the future president of our country. And we are to have that conversation. We're going to hear from various people from our diaspora community. But before I do that, I'm going to invite the mayor of the city to welcome you and give a few remarks. Worship Monica Kariuki.
little nervous, but I'm not going to say Harambe. I am not going to say one term, because I found out I am not a politician and I don't say it right. So when I say it, it just doesn't come out right. Anyway, Your Excellency, Rigathi Gachagua, Madam Dorcas Gachagua, religious leaders, community leaders, my fellow Kenyans, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, we are deeply honored to welcome you to Dallas, Texas. On behalf of Kenyan community in Dallas, Fort Worth area, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your visit. Your presence here means a great deal to us, and we thank you for your boldness, for being outspoken on the issues that matter. We appreciate the truth you've raised, and we thank you for not shying away from uncomfortable conversations. Let me tell you about diaspora, specifically Dallas. These are men and women of great resilience, hardworking, accomplished individuals who came to foreign land and built successful lives. We have established families, businesses, careers, and places of worship, like here. And yet, our hearts are in Kenya, still at home. We carry it in our names, our food, our faith, and our dreams. Many of us still have families back home. Some of us hope to return permanently, part-time, because East-West, home is best. Your Excellency, I stand here not as someone from Mulima, but I stand here as a representative to our diverse community in diaspora who believe that leadership cuts across. We believe that your leadership offers a chance to make meaningful changes, and we humbly ask you for your consideration on a few issues that matter deeply to us. First of all, we urge your government to establish a consulate, that is when you make it, to establish a consulate here in Dallas. DFW has the largest population of Kenyans in the entire diaspora. And having a consular office here would bring essential services close to our people that we need. Second, we ask that diaspora affairs be represented by someone from diaspora, someone who has lived our reality, understands our challenges, and can truly speak for us. Beyond that, we are concerned the safety and future of our children. We as parents of kids that have been born here in diaspora take so much pride in our culture. The origin is evidenced as the children you just saw here in stage, playing the Kenyan national anthem. But it is becoming difficult for us to encourage our youth to visit or move back to Kenya when the environment feels so unstable. Remarks from leadership, like authorizing violence against an armed youth, are very disturbing. No citizen should be dehumanized. The sanctity of life must never be politicized. Never. We also urge that when forming your new government, please do not change the education curriculum. With every administration, from Moi to Kibaki to Uhuru to Ruto, Every leadership has implemented changes that disrupt learning. Our children need stability, not experimentation. And now, to my fellow Kenyans, my people, let me speak openly and plainly. We cannot keep saying we didn't know that he came with a Bible, we believed him. The excuses can no longer hold water. I'm not here to say I told you so, but the red flags were there, and we chose to ignore them. We were so determined to reject the idea of dynasty that we overlooked serious warnings. That choice is costing us now. We elected a man whose record we should never have ignored. One mistake is forgivable, but if we repeat it, we will have no one but to blame ourselves. Our children, the Gen Zs, have already paid with their blood. Oh, how painful it is for a parent to lose a child to a police bullet. How much more must we lose so we can learn? My fellow Kenyans, let us not sell our future for kitu kidogo. We should never be divided by tribe, status, or faith. Let us vote based on vision, policy, and integrity. Not who gives us handouts or who sang the loudest. You may be fed today, but what happens tomorrow? What happens to our children, to our generation yet unborn? We lose this generation, I am afraid we lose Kenya. Your Excellency, we thank you again for coming. We welcome you to Dallas, where we do not fear to speak the truth and where we hold our leaders accountable. We will hold you accountable. Your Excellency, we believe in a Kenya that works for everyone. We believe in better. In you, we see a renewed promise for the Kenya we all believe in. And with those few remarks, again, I welcome you to Dallas. Asanteni sana na mbarikiwe.
Yeah, that's how they roll. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor, we appreciate you. So, Your Excellency, I think you're getting a taste of Dallas. That's how things are run here. And you're gonna hear, what you see here is just on the mountain. You see Kenya. You see it from the west, from the east, from the central, from everywhere. And so with that, I'm gonna bring one of the community leaders, Stanley Captain, Murembe Nation, representing Murembe Nation. Where's Stanley? He ran away when he saw you. Where is he? There he is. I knew he would disappear. He would not run away. He represents Murembe Nation to give you a few remarks. Stanley?
Thank you, Benson. Murembe boss. Your Excellency, Rick G, and Mama Dorcas. Karibu, Dallas. I'm indeed grateful to be here to bring you greetings from our diaspora, the Tawe movement, representatives movement from the Murembe Nation. I can only say, Kusangalile. Your Excellency, I'm also carrying a message to you. And we know you have introduced this wonderful terminology of cursings. We appreciate that. But the Mulembe Nation is saying we are falling short with the Mulembe Nation because we, the Mulembe Nation, we think we are first cousins. We are cousins with the Murima kinsmen, and the Luya say, Mundu kumundu. I just want to go briefly and mention a word from the great Chinua Achebe, who wrote, "A man who calls his kinsmen to feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their own houses. When they gather together in the moonlit village ground, it's not because of the moon. Every man can see it in his own compound. We come together because it's good for kinsmen to do so." That's why we welcomed you to Dallas. Ladies and gentlemen, I was privileged one time to visit Lusaka, Zambia in the early 1990s. And the youth, just like our Kenyan Gen Zs, were in the streets protesting, and their slogans, or their slogan rather, was simply, "The time has come, time for change, and the time is now." It's happening in Kenya. My interest this evening, I was told to be very brief, is to actually interrogate the 5 W's and the single H. What is it that we want? Why now? When? Today, not tomorrow. Who is the soldier to lead us through? Where? It starts right here, today. With those few remarks, then it comes, how do we do it? And that's what the H is. How do we do it? We have work to do. Your Excellency, we are here to support you, to work with you, and to make sure that the work is done. Thank you so much.
Come on, put your hands together for Stanley Captain. I need, Mr. Stanley, you're going to do a double duty here as you help me up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as we were getting ready for this event, I had the privilege of meeting some sisters who drove from Tennessee. And it was not hot for them. I was surprised because I was boiling in 100 and something heat. And my sister from Germany, Alice, who traveled all the way, had a loss and death in family. David, who passed, your nephew. And so there's a lot to be discussed on this platform and today. And let me call our next guest who represents Abagusi. Abusinkaimole. Come on, where my kissy folks are. Loud, I beg. Yeah? Abagusinkaimole. All right. You have somebody that will represent the Kisii community here in DFW, none other than George Mokwasi. Come on, put your hands together. Your brother.
No. Wow. Good evening, Your Excellency, Kenyans in the diaspora, and all protocols observed. Good evening. I'm here just to, I'm not the representative of the Kisis. I even don't know how to speak Kisii properly, but I am a cousin. I am one person that I just want to take you back to where we don't want to go back in 2027. I was born and brought up in Kericho, a very small town, beautiful town, where we all loved each other. But in 2007, things changed. Some of us lost properties. We lost lives. We have people who we never knew their tribes. We never knew who they were. We never knew where they came from. They were our brothers and sisters. But in that fateful night, in December 28th, 2007, hell broke loose. It broke loose not because we hate each other. It broke loose because the will of the people was not accepted. But it started with a hate that a lot of people wanted to pin us on our tribe. You are a Kikuyu, you are a Kisi, you are who in this. I am not a Kikuyu, I'm not a Kisi, I am a Kenyan. I was born Kenyan. We lost, my dad died after the elections. He died in 2008. Up to today, if you ever ask me about tribe, it takes me back to where I never wanted to be. Your Excellency, we appreciate the work you're doing. We have to go stand still and make sure the mission break that hate. We want to break that divide. Please, let us all unite under one umbrella. I'm not going to let anybody tell me being proud of who I am is a problem. But I will not make it a subject of division. Today, I stand before you, Your Excellency, just to tell you this. Kenyans, we are tired. If we don't watch out, 2027 will be worse than 2008. If we let that snake that Pastor prayed about come and bite us again. Our friends here in Dallas, I know many, you will never know where we come from. We are all together. When one of us has a problem, we all stand together. It's never going to be a Kisi, it's not going to be a Kikuyu, it's not going to be a Luya or a Kamba. I'm not going to be identified, or I'm not going to be divided by my second name. That is just an identity, and I cannot change that. So let us all stand together and say, Arambe! Arambe! And that one term does not tell us we divide. Let us stand together and fight that one common enemy, and that is nepotism, tribalism, and what else? Corruption. Things, man. Hey, you cannot even afford to buy that motura. If we let him continue, you won't even buy that motura. So please, Kenyans, let's do the best we can to take that common enemy that we have and bring Kenyans where? Together. Wakenya, tuseme hivi, twajivunia Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda. Kenya yetu tunayoipenda. Wasiyependa Kenya, yeye siyo Mkenya, Kenya tunayoipenda. Wakenya, Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Asante sana Bwana Mukwasi. Thank you so much. I think we're working this okay, Your Excellency. I hope you give us a little more time to enjoy ourselves. This is a real celebration for us. We don't get to see you every day. You are out there really slaving for us, and we appreciate you doing that. We are being stoned, shot at, but you're still alive. We're with you. There's a guy, I was in Kenya just recently. I got back last week, and I traversed Narok County and Kajiado County. And the only question I asked the people that I met who didn't know me, I said, okay, what is the politics in this area? And the only answer I got was one from different people. What is your politics? Exactly. So I'm going to bring you a guy from the Mass Society, the tallest man we have in Dallas. So Letinga, please come forward. This is all we have. You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Hey. Your Excellency, RIGATHI, Your Excellency, Pastor Dorcas wa Kiamaitu. Mumeshangaa? All leaders of the churches represented here, leaders of the community here in DFW, and all protocols observed. Jambo. Hey, kwani mnasikia baridi kidogo? Tuko na RIGATHI hapa. Kwa majina naitwa Daniel Oletinga. So Benson, jina yangu sio Tinga. Oletinga. Umesikia? Kabla sija sema mambo yangu matatu. Mambo ni matatu. Ningependa kwanza kusema kitu cha maana. Very important thing kwa hii roho. Kikwetu huwezi kuwa mwanaume kama hujapewa moto. Nani anajua maana ya moto ni nini? So, mimi nilizunguka, unajua huko kwetu ni jangwa kidogo. So kwa wale wasikii Kiswahili, leo tumesahau Kiingereza kidogo. Huko kwetu ni green wakati kuna mvua. Wakati wa kiangazi iko shida. Sasa mimi nikasema kwangu lazima niwe na moto imetoka mahali green. So kwa niaba ya Wamasai walioko hapa, ningependa kuwaonyesha yule mnasema kwa jina ingine verified. So verified wangu ametulia pale. Hebu simama. Tuseme tu. Alafu kitu cha maana, nilienda mlima, niteremka kwa kona ingine. Sasa nikakuta mahali inaitwa Nyeri. Mshaisikia mahali hapa inaitwa Nyeri? Sasa nikapita kona ingine kidogo inaitwa Kirete, ukielekea Nyeri town. Nikaenda Tetu. Sasa hapa tu karibu na kwako nikapata mtu mweupe. Na nikafurahi sana. So nyinyi mnasema cousin. Na mimi nitasema nini? Sasa mimi ni shemeji. So mkiniona pale toa kofia. So on behalf of the Maa Nation, nchi ya Kimaa ambayo iko kwenye Jamhuri ya Kenya, mambo yetu makubwa sana, Your Excellency. Umetembea kule, umezungumza. Ya kwanza ni shukrani kwa sababu tuko kinara ni wa kutoka kwetu. Governor wa kwangu, hiyo ni story ya siku nyingine, lakini atatoka DCP. Changamoto ambayo inatusumbua sisi, ambayo naona pia ni kitu inaguza sana sisi jamii kama diaspora. Tuko na relatives, tuko na watoto. Kuna kitu, changamoto kubwa ya miaradi na pombe. Tafadhali, tunaona watu wanapindua hii na pale. Finyilia hapo hapo tu. Finyilia hapo hapo tu. Maana sio mlima tu ambao iko na shida hiyo. Kwetu pia inatunyang'anya. Kwa uchungu tunaona mtoto akipigwa risasi, damu mwagika. Lakini kwa kila meza, kwa kila nyumba tunalia kwa sababu ya mihadarati na pombe. Representation. Meya wetu Bwana Monica amesema kitu. Tungependa sana tuwe na true representation ya diaspora. Sio tu mtu mmoja ametolewa pale Washington, Massachusetts, wapi, sema ana represent diaspora. Tafadhali serikali ile inayokuja, sisi wenye diaspora tunataka tuanze representation kutoka kwa kila county, kwa kiti ya Senate, kwa kiti ya Parliament. Si pia CS inatutosha? Sisi watu wa diaspora tunatuma pesa ama hela nyingi sana nyumbani. I think sisi sasa ndio tuko namba moja. Tunaishikilia nchi ama jamhuri yetu. Mimi naona tu watu wanazunguka, tunatafuta FDICs. Kwa nini msitafute diaspora na hela yetu? Mtushike mkono tuweze kuwa na benki zetu, ama nyinyi hamtaki community cooperative society zetu? Ili na sisi tuweze kusimamia investment yetu, tuweze kuwa watu ambao wanaingia kwa infrastructure bonds, not just simple kidogo kidogo tu treasury bills na vitu kama hizo. Hapana, tunataka kuwa kwenye meza ambayo mnasema leteni 40% ya nyinyi watu wa diaspora na mpate 55% return. Langu la mwisho, kwa hii mtaa hii ya Texas, especially DFW, I think we have the largest congregation of Kenyans in the diaspora here. Ama hatupo? Kwa wale wanataka ID, anaambiwa teremka DC. Kwa wale wanataka passport, fuata hivyo hivyo tu. Kuna kitu imesemekana tunahitaji, this time round we demand kwa serikali ijayo mtupe consulate hapa Dallas. I think niko na a few seconds. So, 1 second. Tunakuomba. Hapa tunasema sikiza wa Kenya. Ukiwa huku, sikiza nini? Diaspora. Sikiza nini? Kwa hayo machache nakuambia karibu na Mungu akubariki. Asante sana.
Come on, put your hands together for Aletinga. Thank you. And he excused himself for not speaking English, but he actually said 4 points about the killings that happened. And representation in government, Senate here in diaspora, as well as consulate here. So thank you. I know you wrote those down. Before I bring the next speaker here, and Your Excellency, I know you have seen an array and a diverse community being represented here in Dallas. The next speaker, him and I belong to a group of parents. The common denominator is that we have autistic kiddos. The common denominator is that they're all Kenyans, regardless of tribe and tongue. And when it comes to disabilities in this country, they have to go through iniquities and disparities, whether it's education, employment opportunities. I know we have representation of parents here that have autistic kiddos. Can I, by show of hands, anywhere? I see that. I see y'all. I see the nods. American history. In 1870, the black suffrage was ratified, meaning the rights for black to vote in this country. In 1920, it was the women's suffrage, the right for women to vote. In 1990, it was the Americans with Disabilities Act. That is 120 years after the black suffrage and 70 years after women's suffrage. And that means even today, this disability community is clawing back years of iniquities, of disparities. We see it. And if you have a kid like mine who's 19 years old, who's autistic, trying to fight the system, what we can do so far, not only are we coming together to share accomplishments and milestones and maybe a prayer and a cry and frustrations, but what we have said was we're not going to wait for years to help the Kenyans in Kenya. So while we all are asking, hey, what are you going to do for the diaspora? Or what can diaspora do for you? We're ready. The parents of this community, Amaje Tobias Yungu, I'm calling you forth, come here. A father to a kid who's autistic. These are parents that each day our P&L, our profit and loss, our budget is different for many of you all. Because we have to pay for extra services, for therapy, opportunities, access for our kiddos. And because we have walked that path, we are ready to help the Kenyan government when it comes to, we're ready to work with you. Whether it's changing policy for people with disabilities and kids and schools, the education system, when it comes to, and Mom, I know you are so on that point, when it comes to removing barriers, when it comes to ensuring that opportunities are made readily available for this community, because 15% of the global population has a disability. That is you and I one day. And so without much further ado, my fellow parent from the Blue Tribe, Tobias Yungu. I beg, just, can you,
Thank you, Musi. Thank you for that introduction. Your Excellency RIGATHI, GACHAGUA, and Her Excellency, and all protocols observed. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tobias Yungu, a resident of Dallas, Rockwall area, born, bred in Makueni County. So I stand here as one of the community leaders within that cousin's tribe. So I'm a proud cousin. So, yeah, and today I want to speak frankly, not as a politician, not as a supporter of any camp, but as someone who deeply loves Kenya, because our country needs truth. We are gathered here at a time when Kenya stands at crossroads. Back home, families are crying out under the weight of high taxes, joblessness, corruption, Gen Z deaths, and a growing sense of betrayal. Yet in political meetings, we often focus on personalities and power. Who will win in 2027? Who will serve one term? who is loyal to whom. But our people did not elect leaders to serve one man or one term. They elect them to serve Kenya. Let me be clear. We in the diaspora are not just spectators. We are stakeholders. We send billions back home in remittance. We support schools, hospitals, families, and even some county projects. Yet our voices are often ignored. That has to change, and that is what we're crying for. We cannot clap for empty promises. We must demand measurable progress. What's the plan for ensuring that our institutions serve Kenyans, not politicians or individuals? What's the plan for reducing youth unemployment? When will corruption truly be punished, not just televised? What is the plan for the united opposition to unite Kenyans, not just unite themselves? We must focus on systems, not saviors. We need long-term strategies, not short-term slogans. We need inclusive economic reforms, not divisive ethnic calculations. Let me say this to our leaders. Don't just campaign, you need to govern. Don't just build legacies. We need to build institutions, because history will remember not how loudly you spoke, but how wisely you led. And to my fellow Kenyans in the diaspora, let's be the mirror Kenya needs. Let's organize, invest smartly, speak boldly, but also build. Let's stop being used for just political opportunities, but let us be seen as partners in progress. As we host His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, let us not flatter, but challenge. Let us not just ask for recognition, but accountability. Let us remind our leaders that loyalty to Kenya must be greater than loyalty to any one man. Because Kenya is bigger than one term, bigger than any administration, and certainly Kenya.
Huyo jamaa ameongea vizuri. Ni rafiki yangu. He comes from my village actually. I didn't know that, but he knows exactly where I was raised, how I was born, and I think it was my birthday. Thank you so much. I just want to make a couple of things before I invite the next speaker. What we are doing here is listening, and His Excellency is listening carefully. The price of freedom is not free. Freedom means free. You're going to pay that price. And if we want a better Kenya, we have to support His Excellency. Diaspora, most of you don't vote. We don't have a voting booth here in Dallas. What can we do to support this movement? Ukiweka hata $20 a day or a month, all these people, that's enough to fuel his vehicle. Yes, please.
Thank you, son. Mjambo wa Kenya. Wa Kenya oe. Wa Kenya oe. His Excellency Rigathi GACHAGUA, Mama Pastor Dorcas, all protocols observed. My name is Grace Karoga. I am a resident of Dallas. I am here today to talk about Dallas and the women of Dallas. His Excellency, when I look around this room, I see more men than women. I see women, and I appreciate you all. We all know that women are the backbone of any successful democracy, right? Without women, none of us would be here. Women, given a chance, will take any democracy from where it is down there to up there. Now, Your Excellency, here in Dallas, we have great women. All these women that you see here, they left something to come here and have their voices heard. They want to have a seat at the table when the decision making is taking place. These women in Dallas are doctors, they are nurses, they are IT professionals, they are engineers, they are great mothers, they are passionate women. These women want to take part in a democracy that is just, a democracy that is inclusive, a democracy that brings peace, a democracy that is there for every one of us to be a mother, a father, a grandmother, and a grandfather. So we want to see our children grow and have children so that that rightful democracy can proceed on for generations to come. Now, His Excellency, as I stand here, I urge you and the next government that you'll be part of, please give the women of Dallas, give these great women a seat at your table, and you will never be disappointed. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana. Enjoy Dallas. Enjoy the heat. Tunawapenda sana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grace. Grace is one of the was one of members of the organized committee that put this event together. The mayor was here, but she forgot to announce something very important. Every year we put 2 events in. Politicians, and government leaders to come and engage us. Dallas has about 100,000 Kenyans. Do you know evil? You guys know how many we are here? Over 100,000. And so we can make an impact here. Even we can win. You organized, we can lead. My name is Benson, and for those who don't know me, I've been in this community. I live about 2 hours away. But I'm so much delighted to be here to engage you. Your Excellency, from the mountains of Chulu Hills down to Kitui, the National Park, going down to Mwingi and then down to Machakos, Masinga Dam in Kangundo, and all the way down to Nairobi by Mulolongo. That community is very ready and very ready to work with you. A lot of people mistake me for Kalonzo. I have no relationship with him. I can assure you that. But ni rafiki yangu sana, mwambie nilimsalimia. So, but we are in this to win this thing. If we don't unite, we have a problem in 2027. Do you guys want that problem? Munataka? Harambe! Harambe! I'd like to invite the chairman of this planning committee, who has been working so diligently to make it happen. We are coming to the end. I know you are here to listen to His Excellency himself. We have some few things we want to share with you. But before we do that, we'd like to invite our chair, Alex Karundu, who is also a former chair of the Kenyan Diaspora Advisory Council, to share a few words with you. And invite His Excellency as well.
Oh, thank you. Your Excellency, before I give my remarks, there are a few people. Kwanza nisalimiane, hamjambo wa Kenya. Harambee. DCP. Ni kama hatujaelewana hapo, mshike kwa DCP. One Kenya. One people. One Kenya. Harambee. Very good. I recognize a few people who have traveled quite a distance. We have our ladies from Germany. It's only fair, Your Excellency, to chukulia muda kidogo tuwapatie dada zetu. I'm sure one of you would want to say hello at least. Alice, do you mind? I'll share my minute with you. Tumpigieni dada yetu makofi. In respect of time, kindly hurry up. I also want to recognize, Your Excellency, your permission, the National DCP Diaspora Body, led by our Chair Gikonyo. Perhaps they will come in later with your time. Wanja, Jeff na wengineo. Tumpigieni dada yetu makofi ya nguvu.
Yeah, hello. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua and Mama Dorcas.
Don't worry.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua and Mama Dorcas, karibuni sana hapa Texas. I'm from Germany. I just came to visit my daughter. And coincidence, Rigathi Gachagua was supposed to come here, so it was just a coincidence.
You all can tell my sister is not a public speaker, isn't
No.
it? I'll hold the mic for
I'm
you.
not. I'm here because one of my nephew was shot. I think everybody knows about it. David Chege, who was lying, his brains were scattered and outside the parliament building. I want to read something about David. So here I go. Honorable former Deputy Rigathi Gachagua, I speak to you today as a mother whose life was scattered by a tragedy, loss of my nephew, David. He was shot and killed during last year's demonstration, a young man full of kindness, faith, and promises. Since his death, our family has been engulfed in pain. No parent should have lifeless body shared over and over in the media. It is a wound that never heals. We just fought tirelessly for justice. We have pushed forward with every legal avenue available, yet no progress has been made. Those responsible for David's death remain free. Honorable Gachagua, I ask, why has justice not been served? How can a country that claims took innocent lives to walk without consequence? David's life matter, and his death must not be ignored. This is not just our family's fight, it is a fight for those whose voices have been silenced too soon. I will continue to pray, to speak, and to fight until justice is served and David's memory shines in the other lives too. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Our prayers to your family. And as Kenyans, we stand together and we can assure you none of a bigger fighter than His Excellency. And I'm sure one day, sooner than later, those pains will be no more. And it is of quite importance for all of us to pay tribute, indeed, to all those young men. And they join the list of the heroes of our republic. I am confident there are other people who would have wanted to speak, but in respect of time, Your Excellency, I see there is a Gen Z, Nick Karaoke. We probably would give you a chance later, depending how we finish our time, but we want to recognize that everybody has a space. And His Excellency Rigiji had told us not to censor anyone. He is recognizing that we live in an area or a government that wants everything to be told like sycophants. That's not who this gentleman is. He wants people to have the freedom to participate and to feel accommodated. So, Jensi Karaoke will give you a chance, perhaps towards the end, to hear your question. I'll be quite fast because time has moved quite a bit. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, my name is Alex Garundu. I am the Chair Emeritus of KDAC. The lady that spoke at the beginning was elected upon my end of term. I am a proud servant and a hero of this diaspora of Dallas, Texas, and the larger US. I've lived in this country for some time. But above all, I'm also a patriotic Kenyan, a son of Kiambu County, and proudly going to be a candidate under DCP party for the Kiambu Township Member of Parliament. I feel I've served in this city quite a bit. And I think a time when we realize how many Togeges, for those that may not understand the name Kagege, we were told yesterday by His Excellency is one level below a moron. Imbecile, something. Something. He said it very well. So we have a lot of them back home, with all due respect. But we do want to ensure that when His Excellency comes to the government, he's surrounded by people of intelligence, people who can argue, who can participate in the democratic process of our country, and above all, will govern from a center place of knowledge. I also do recognize, currently we have a member of parliament with us. I will give the duty of inviting His Excellency to you, Mheshimiwa. Maybe I should repeat this. When I say DCP, tuseme sikiza ground. DCP! Nikisema harambe tuseme nini? Harambe! Nikisema Kenya moja tuseme yes we can. Kenya moja? Yes, we can. Kenya moja? Yes, we can. Excellency, People's Deputy President, history is more than path left by the past. It influences the present and can shape the future. We meet today here in Dallas as patriotic Kenyans, first to show our unwavering love for our motherland. We declare here now that Kasongo is not Kenya. And Kenya is not Kasongo. Kenya is bigger than an individual. We saw one time when he said, kama siko Kenya na hakuna Kenya, Mr. President, you are dead wrong. Kenya belongs to all of us. We are only pass-by, caretakers of our country. Many years later, most of us will be gone, 50 years, 100 years, but Kenya will remain for our children. So here as well, Mr. President, from here in Dallas, we are acutely aware Kenya is more than you. Kenya belongs to all of us, from the coast of Indian Ocean to the northern border of Mandela, to western north, to Lake Victoria, southern border of Namanga. We are one Kenya, indivisible, undefeated. We are Kenya one, na tu Kenya ni yetu sisi wote. From brothers to sisters, cousins to shemejis, we are one Kenya. Excellency, Pastor Dolcas, and our dear Deputy President, People's Deputy President. We want a country that's governed by a rule of law. We want a country that will end abduction. We want an end to corruption, nepotism, and cronyism. We want a government that is comfortable with its Gen Z, a government that can listen to its citizen, a government that is not too fragile for a different opinion, a government at peace with its diversity, and a country that can take care of its unborn children, its toddlers in schools, and can take care of its aging population. Finally, Your Excellency, as I beg to borrow a bit of your time, I'm acutely aware this is not my day, but at my age, close to 60, I know this doesn't happen so often. So I'm going to steal one more minute from your speech, Your Excellency, for your time. And I will end this by asking the 2 years left for this government that is placed today, because they have been saying there is a backdoor, people trying to put them out of power unconstitutionally, which is another diversionary tactics. We are all Democrats, and His Excellency, Rigiji said it, nobody really wants to take him out of power unconstitutionally. But 2 years is too long. May we ask you, Mr. President, and your sycophants to recount your recent shoot-to-kill order. If you continue it in the next 2 years, we might not have a population to vote, and we need them. Mr. President, do not take free education from our children. Our parents are already suffering from your failed economic policy. They cannot afford to dip their pocket further. Keep the education the way you found it. We'll improve on it when we come back. Improve the university funding program or return it to a former model. It's bringing confusion and uncertainty. Mr. President, scrap the contentious SHE and SHA health programs. Either you improve on UHC that was already on rollout from the previous administrations, or just return it the way you found it. Tutaifanyia sisi wenyewe tukiingia. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be scrapped. It doesn't need billions to be scrapped and renamed. 104 billion is too much to change a name, NHIF to SHISHA. We can do better. And finally, Bwana Ruto, stop showing a seed of disunity within the church by assembling corrupt men of color in an attempt to forcefully build a 1.2 billion chapel, a state house, which is a unifying house. This is not Sugoi home. State house belongs to all of us Kenyans. And Kenyans are people of all faith and creeds. If anything, if we were to look at priorities right now, we see our children go in mud schools, being rained on in hot suns and wet weather. 1 billion can build schools and classes, let alone 1.2 billion to be put in a church What will happen if a Muslim take over a state house along the line of our history? Would they put a Muslim, inaitwa nini, mosque? What about a Hindu? What will happen? Wataweka temple. Na wale ambao hawana sababu wako tu, watazibomoa. Tuache mchezo bwana. Keep our state house the way we know it. As an alternative leader, Your Excellency, today, it's fallen upon you to speak truth to power on behalf of all Kenyans, to tackle the economic turbulence at home, to protect the health of those without wealth, and to seek that precious balance between security, which is too often threatened, and human rights, which are too often denied. Our dear RIGATHI, history is not the burden of you or any man or woman alone, but you have met some special share of its challenges in the last 1 year. It's a duty that you have discharged with dignity, determination, and distinction that are widely admired. As Abraham Lincoln once observed, that near all men can withstand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. What you have shown us when you were deputy president is resilience, adherence of call of service, your tenacity to keep this government running and under observation with minimal resources can only make us do better. Finally, my people, running a campaign is not a beauty contest. Mimi nawaomba tu kama wa Kenya. While our Gen Zs are giving their ultimate prize in Kenya, shall we please reawake the spirit of supporting to the cause of our justice and rule of law in Kenya by donating to various programs that will end up the despotic government of Kasongo. We'll be rolling out a few programs. We want you, from your comfort of your seat, please donate. We have seen what donation to political
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the People, Rigathi Gachagua, Mama Dorcas Gachagua, all the great people of this great state of Texas, the leadership, all my cousins, hi cousins, hi Makuzo, hi my brother, hi my sister. Asanteni sana. My name is Wakili Edward Mureu. I'm a member of parliament for Gatanga constituency. Na mimi nimekuja hapa Texas to give company to my party leader na pia kusikiza ground. Kule nyumbani wameamua kwa kauli moja ni one term. Hapa Texas mnasema namna gani? Hapa Texas mnasema namna gani? Wangapi wanasema ni one term, one term, one term, one term, one term, one term, one term? Nimekubali. Yangu ni moja peke yake. I am still, and I don't know whether I've been removed, one of the founding members of UDA party. I still sit in the National Executive Council, hata kama nimetolewa WhatsApp group. And one of the key drivers for this party, we wanted to change this country. We built a prosperous country. We create employment for young people. We put hustlers, we put money in hustlers' pockets. And most of all, protect democracy. But when our good friend took the Bible, akaweka chini, hiyo jakafanya nini? Ikasahaulika. I'm very, very proud to see you people here because you're in the diaspora. And we might assume that you're not concerned about what's happening at home. But I've seen the passion about from all the way from Seattle, Boston, down here in Texas. I've seen the passion which you have for your country. And I'm very, very proud. And I know when we join hands, we shall do something. Most importantly, you've seen the kind of demonstrations which have happened to our country. Those demonstrations has come as a result of frustrations, lies, corruption, and insensitive government of Mr. Kasongo. But the most unfortunate thing is this: even when people go to the streets to demonstrate about corruption, lack of employment, stifling of democracy, health services not working, universal services not working, instead of the government listen to the people, now he has ordered anybody who is going to demonstrate must be shot in the head. That is a position. So I urge you, I'm very proud that you are together to make sure hii serikali inaenda siku mo? One, mko tayari? Asante sana. Yangu ni machache, na kwa sababu His Excellency hapa ako na haraka na pia master ni kidogo, let me take this opportunity. I take this responsibility. Niwaulize kwa heshima kubwa, muamke juu, tumkaribishe the party leader, the deputy president of the people, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. Karibu sana. Karibu.
Thank you. Please be seated. Dallas way. Dallas way. Good people, God is good. And all the time. Nisalimieni hayo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Hi bros. Hi sis. Hi cousins. Hi shemeji. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much, our bishop, our community leaders, and all the great people of Dallas and the state of Texas, and those who have come from Germany and elsewhere. I'm very delighted this evening to have this engagement with you. I've sat here and listened to what the community leaders say, from our worship, the mayor, to the community leaders, and I'm very happy. My engagement in the United States of America are serious consultative engagements, and I did not come to the state to have praise and worship choir. Because if I did want praise and worship, I have it in my church back home. We came here to engage meaningfully. And the other day I was in Baltimore, there was a young girl who raised issues. And I could see our critics back home were very happy. because they are not used to it. They have praise and worship. Everybody speaks the same language. We are different. We are Democrats. And we believe that everybody's opinion matters. And all of us cannot see things the same way. And that is what we are fighting back at home, one-man rule, where somebody wants to decide that he knows everything and nobody else knows anything else. So I am very happy to have listened to the community leaders, and I have heard what you have said. I will respond. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the community here in Dallas for the very warm welcome accorded to me and my wife and our delegation. When we arrived yesterday, we were received very warmly at the airport with song and dance, with prayers. Later in the evening, community leaders hosted for us a dinner and gave us very good beef. Sasa nakuja hapo nakaribishwa na wamama na nyimbo, tunakula nyama, tunakaa vizuri. We are enjoying it. So we are here and I want to say thank you. Number two, I must say I'm very happy to find our people from Kenya doing well and doing great, having settled here and succeeded in what they came to do. That is the Kenyan spirit of hard work and getting things moving wherever you are all over the world. You people came here in search of greener pastures to expand your territories, and you have succeeded. I've seen beautiful homes owned by the people of Kenya. I've seen good businesses run by the people of Kenya. You guys have come here right in the center of America and succeeded. I want to say congratulations. Pongezi. I'm also very happy to find that Kenyans are united and they love one another, and you stay together as the people of Kenya. I am very happy, and that is the spirit. This is a meeting of all communities. You know, our detractors back home, because they are very unhappy that I'm a truthful person, they are never able to deal with my truth because I only speak facts and the truth. So all the time they try to pin me down by saying that I'm tribal, I only talk to my people. Since I came to the US, all the meetings that I've had are for Kenyan communities. And what has happened here today is a testimony. The Ma were here. Na wewe mtu ya Ma. Ujue culturally, hii wasichana yote ya mlima, they are my daughters. Na sasa, huko kwetu, dowry payment is a continuous exercise. So, anytime you meet the father of your wife, unaendelea kutoa nini? I'll be very happy tuonane nyuma ya hema. I'll collect in dollars. I have not even received dowry in dollars for a long time. I am so happy that everybody is here. The Mlembe Nation is here, the Abagusia here, the Ma here, our cousins from Mukambani are here, the Gen Zs are here. Everybody is here. This is Kenya. And this is the Kenya that we want. And let me tell you, the people who try to talk about tribalism is they want to run away from the issues of the day. They don't want to answer the issues we are asking. So wanataka kujificha behind tribe. And we will not allow it. We'll have to deal with the facts as they are. I've just listened to the lady from Germany crying here about the nephew. William Ruto cannot run away from that fact that he has killed our young children, and he has shamelessly, publicly, given an order that people should be shot in the leg. Those are facts. He cannot hide behind tribalism and his community. Nobody from the Kalenjin community has killed our children. That community is innocent, and nobody can blame the community. It's a person, known by name. And we are dealing with a person. Let us not hide behind communities and tribalism and try to run away from facts. And when people are truthful, you want to demonize them so that they stop speaking. I think if William Ruto was honest to himself, he would have known by now that RIGATHI is one Kenyan who cannot be intimidated into silence. So, even if you call me names, even if you give me tags, I'll stay focused. I must have my eyes on the ball. And why am I so active in this struggle to liberate Kenya? People say sometimes RIGATHI is overzealous. Why is he overzealous? He's too passionate in fixing Kenya. It's because I know the speaker here who said now we must not continue saying we were deceived, we were cheated. It is true. We have said enough. But RIGATHI here played a very big role in creating the mess that Kenya is. I did. I persuaded many people, over 4 million people, to elect William Ruto. I take the blame. And many times I've apologized to the people of Kenya. But in our community, they say, making a mistake is not very bad. What is very bad is repeating it. So I am saying, the way I bear the greatest responsibility of creating the mess that Kenya is in, I bear even greater responsibility to fix the mess. It's only fair. It's only fair to the people of Kenya that the people who played a great role in creating this mess must play even a greater role to fix the mess. So I have a duty, I have a calling, I'm a man on a mission. We must fix Kenya for posterity, for our children. So what brings me to America? I've come to America because the Kenyans who live here must be listened to. I've come to listen to the people of Kenya, and that's what I'm doing. And I've listened quite a bit. I think this is my 4th town hall meeting among so many other meetings. I've held more than 25 meetings with selected groups of church people, business people, community leaders, and I'm listening. And from what I have heard so far, Kenyans in the US are restless. They are afraid. They are concerned. They are worried about what is happening back home. They are unable to sleep, not knowing whether their relatives have been killed or not. They care that their parents cannot go to hospital and get treated. They are in anguish that their younger brothers and nephews and nieces cannot go to university because the education system has been messed up. The Kenyan people living here are part and parcel of the Kenyan nation. And when Kenya ails, they feel it. And more than anybody else, the people living here are feeling the effects of economic mismanagement in Kenya. Because you people work very hard. And since you are good people, you take part of your savings back home to help the people you left behind. True or false? So when the economy is not doing well, you know. The shopping you are doing for your mother 3 years ago before William Ruto took over, for 20,000. Today, for similar shopping, you need 50,000. True or false? So Kenyans living here are serious stakeholders of the Kenyan happenings. And therefore, I came to listen to you, and that's what I'm doing, and to say that what you are telling me is what I know. Things have gone south. When we went to elections in 2022, we had a lot of hope. William Ruto had given a lot of promises to the Kenyan people. And there was a lot of expectation. But as the speaker has said here, as soon as he took the Bible, all those things, he put them aside and started on a path of destroying the Kenyan nation. And I must tell you, because many people ask me, you are elected as deputy president. Kwa nini si ungevumilia tu, ukae tu umalize? I tried, but it became difficult because I'm a truthful person. And a truthful person and a pathological liar to coexist is also it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. It's like mixing oil with water. Even if you try to shake, after some time, the water will settle down. Lying to the Kenyan people. We promised that we will put money in their pocket. Instead of putting money in their pocket, we pick the little that they had. We promised people that we will not evict people without giving them alternative accommodation. People are evicted every day. Overtaxation. Corruption. Destruction of institutions. You know what happened as soon as we came in? William Ruto embarked on a scheme to capture the opposition. He looked for Raila Odinga and compromised him. And the old man became a supporter of all the wrong things that are going on in Kenya. He captured parliament, he captured Senate, he destroyed all the institutions of oversight. And then the impunity began in earnest. I was left the only lone voice in Kenya, inside the government, who was saying, no, this is wrong. The finance bill of 2024, I told William Ruto, this is too much. Please, Kenyans are crying, they cannot afford it. He says, no, you don't have to do what is popular, you do what is right. I said, boss, if the majority of the people who give us a job think it is not right, how do we insist it is right? He said, hapana, tuendele. And what happens is because nature abhors vacuum. When there was nobody to speak for the people of Kenya except Rigiji alone, nature abhors vacuum. Another body had to come up to speak for the people of Kenya. That's how the Gen Zs came up. Because nature abhors vacuum. So when the Gen Zs started saying, no, this is wrong, and started agitating on behalf of the people of Kenya, a decision was made to clamp down on them. Abduction started, and torture, and I opposed from inside government. On June 24th, 2024, a security meeting was held, National Security Council, and I was a member. I was excluded because William Ruto knew I would not agree to the decisions that were being made to kill our young people. A decision was made to massacre and butcher children the following day on June 25th. That's how your nephew succumbed to bullet wounds. Children, young ones, were killed like chicken. That evening, the president called a press conference and said they are criminals and they are treasoners and they will be dealt with. The following day, as deputy president, on 26th, I flew to Mombasa and called a press conference and told off William Ruto. You remember? Yes. And from that day, we never saw eye to eye. We never spoke again. We started talking on SMS. He couldn't believe that I could tell him off publicly. And I told him I cannot be part and parcel of a government that kills children. And our relationship became worse and worse. And he told me he'll get rid of me unless I resign. And I told him I'll not resign, get rid of me. He mobilized funds and gave members of parliament and senate to hold me out of office. And I was quite happy because I could not be party to what was going on. In hindsight, today when I look back, I think my being removed from office was a blessing to me and to the people of Kenya. I don't want to imagine that today I will be deputy president and be part of what is going on, because I will not accept. So we would not have agreed. Tungekosana kwa sababu singekubali. So we now have an opportunity to do the right thing and fix our country. And this country we shall fix. Because the Kenyan people are resilient, they are determined, and will fix this country together. As we speak, Kenya is at crossroads because of the killings. The CS for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, gave an order of shoot to kill against the teachings, the Bible, and against the Kenyan Constitution. And that has been happening. Since he gave that order, so many young people have been killed. The president himself, despite saying that he's a Christian, against the Bible teachings, the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, gave an order in public that people should be shot in the leg. Most of you are in the health sector. Does not mean that if you are shot in the leg, you will not die. If you are shot, you'll bleed and die, isn't it? He gave that order. That's the level of impunity in Kenya. Nelson Koech is the chairman of the Committee for Defense and Foreign Relations in the National Assembly. He is supposed to oversight the military and the National Intelligence Service. He went ahead to say, President, you are wrong. They should not be shot in the leg, they should be shot in the head. That is the kind of impunity that we have back home. And that is a problem that we must fix. People asking me, you people are not saying what are your economic problems? What are your economic solutions? My good people, we must first stop the spilling of blood before we can talk about the economy. The first thing that we must stop is the killings. Even if we fix the economy, who will it benefit if our children are dead? If parents are living in fear, when your children leave the house, you don't know whether they'll come back. You know, nowadays we live in fear. Anytime I see my children calling me at night, I hold my breath. And that is the situation everywhere in the country. You don't know what information is being relayed to you. We must fix the issue of extrajudicial killings and the issue of abductions. And that is why Kenyans are saying, for us to fix that problem, Ruto must go. Because he's the one who has done it and publicly pronounced himself about the killings. When you look at what is happening in the social space, I have been here now for a month. I'm so impressed by the health system here in the United States, especially the care for the elderly and the children. We had a program called NHIF that was working but limping with a few challenges. That system required 800 million shillings to fix. Instead, William Ruto put it aside and brought something called SHA and SHIF at a cost of 104 billion. Money that he is stealing with these people. It's not working. The health system has collapsed. The education system has collapsed. The other day, the CS for National Treasury announced correctly that they have no money to fund free primary education started by Mwai Kibaki. Of course, the president and everybody says it is not true. But the truth of the matter is that capitation money has not been released for the last 1 year. And school principals and headmasters of primary schools live in fear of auctioneers every day because they are not able to pay for supplies. What is sad is that money is not available to fund our education. The money is stolen through the National Intelligence Service, given to that soprano guy to go around the country dishing it out. The other day they were in Bobasi. They had 10 helicopters. These helicopters are almost having an accident in the air because of the sheer number of helicopters. And they are actually creating havoc even among livestock. Even the cows are having miscarriages. Yeah. Even hens are not laying eggs. Because their helicopters are all over the village, wreaking havoc and creating fear among animals. So, at an average of 1 million shillings per helicopter, that is 10 million. The cost of the event itself is 10 million. Then they come and give some other 3-4 million. Then they go away. You saw some woman there in Kisii. She said she had a group of 31 women. She was given 2,000. Each woman 64 shillings. And then Soprano is saying that it is economic empowerment. You know, surely, you know, sometimes, and the guy is a professor. You know, sometimes you look at people, matharau kwa Wakenya. You give people 64 shillings unasema at an economic empowerment. Yet if that lady had gone to pick tea for a day, kibarua, angeenda na 100 yake ine ama 500, si ndio? And then the women are lined up from 6 a.m. kuibia hawa watu viongozi, singing for them, praising them, clapping. The whole day wanashinda huko jioni, 64 shillings. This is money that was meant for education. You know, that is how low we have sunk as a country. Some people have gone to court, say, can Soprano explain the source of this wealth? His salary is known. It's 1 million shillings. He has been deputy president for 10 months. 10 million. So far, he has given 220 million in the last 2 months. Where has this money come from? These are proceeds of corruption. And this is money meant for education. And that's why Kenyans are saying one time. And you cannot blame the people of Kenya. Because all you ni kuchekelea wa Kenya. You know, you are laughing at the people of Kenya. Their children are at home, they cannot go to school. They are having harambes to settle their hospital bills because there is no drugs in hospital. Then unachukua helicopter 10 na sunguka na pesa from one meeting to another. It's the level of impunity that is going on in the country. Again, when you look at it, is a violation of human rights in the country. It's at the lowest. Today, our team of DCP was in Gilgil town for a meeting and were beaten up by police very badly. Later on, a border young boy of 21 years was shot in the leg by the police. He's in hospital, struggling for his life. William Ruto has decided that nobody can tell him no, nobody can challenge him, and if you challenge him, you must die or get injured and go to hospital, as he said. So we have those challenges as a country, and together we'll fix it. Luckily for us, we are a functional democracy. Elections every 5 years, there will be an election. in 2 years' time, and the people of Kenya will wake up early and go to elections and elect a new government. I don't want to say I'm perfect. I don't want to say that I'm better. I don't want to say that I will do things that others have not done. All I'm asking the people of Kenya is to look at my track record, that I had the opportunity to sit pretty, enjoy, and let Kenya be finished for selfish gain. I sacrificed for the country. I lost a good job for the good of our country. At least for that one, I have a proven track record that I can sacrifice for the country. And I don't think if I refused stealing of public funds as deputy president, I would allow it as president. If I refuse the killing of our young people as deputy president, I don't think I would allow it as president, because I'm the same person. I refuse because I'm Rigathi Gachagua, and I'm a Christian, I'm a parent, and I think it is wrong to kill children. So if I became president, I don't know how I would change that perspective. The sanctity of human life is sacred. And therefore, I want to offer alternative leadership. Leadership based on integrity and based on continuous engagement with the Kenyan people, so that at any one time you are properly aligned and you are thinking the same way. So we have formed a party called DCP, Democracy for the Citizens Party. Them. Because I don't think in his view they pose any threat to him. But he knows the party leader of DCP is a man of integrity, and he cannot be bought. He cannot be intimidated. And he knows this is a party that will send him home. So the party is popular and is a new kid in the block. And that is why they are following our meetings everywhere to make sure we don't do meetings. But when I leave here later in the month, I'll do very serious meetings. If they want to stop them, no problem. Tutangangana na hawa. Because if we buy fear and get intimidated and stop doing what we must do, our people will suffer. Our party is a national party, and it has support across the country. The deputy party leader, Cleophas Malala, is from Kakamega County. The national chairperson is from Kajiado. I have two deputy chairpersons. One is from Kiambu, the other one is from Kisumu. The deputy secretary general, Ole Kamwaro, is from Narok. The national treasurer, Mwikali, is from Machakos. The assistant national treasurer, Mwita, is from Kuria in Migori. The secretary general, Hezron Obanga, is from Kisii. We are a national party. But because William Ruto ananiona pale, anasema hii ni chama ya mlima. Na hii mlima anaiogopa kwa sababu it is the one that made him president. It gave me 47% of the entire vote. Na hiyo imeondoka. So he is very thin na anajua. So he is struggling. So we have a very serious national party, and this party will drive change in our country. I want to ask you to support that. This is a party that belongs to members. And a serious party is funded by members. That's what you do here in America. I don't have access to public funds. I'm not going to steal money from anywhere to fund my party the way they are doing in UDA. They are using public funds to run politics. Our party will be funded by members. And that is why, if members fund our party, nobody can engage in corruption baadaye ati arudishe pesa yake. So far we have a lot of support in Kenya, and we are asking people here to support our party, those who become members and believe in the party. That's the way parties are run all over the world. I saw one of the advisors of William Ruto, that Standard 3 dropout, trying to advise you on how to spend your money. Now, where Ruto has Standard 3, can you advise these diaspora people on how to spend their money? You know, because he advises William Ruto, who is a PhD holder, anafikiria he can advise anybody in the world. And he was talking in a very derogatory manner about what you do here, isn't it? So wewe endelea to advise William Ruto, and through your advice, the country is in a hole. Advisors ya William Ruto ni wawili, moja ya Standard 6, moja ya Standard 3. Do you need any other explanation why we are in a hole? And that is why hata wanamwambia hii masomo haina haja, wachane naye. You know, mtu ya Standard 3 na Standard 6 ndio wanaku-advise. Nakwambia hii masomo ya Kibaki wachana naye. Chukua pesa na magunia, patia Zaprano, akatafute kura. How do you explain where we are as a country? Is that kind of advice? When somebody decides that you advise us, ni mtu ya Standard 3 and Standard 6. Ati hawa ndio wanakuambia how to run a country. And that is why mimi nilikataa hiyo maneno. Hiyo mtu ya Standard 6 alijaribu kuniambia how to run my office. Nikamwambia kwende. Mimi Rigiji, mtu nimesoma. I don't have as many degrees kama William Ruto, yangu ni moja. Lakini mimi mtu yuko na degree moja ya political science. Mtu ya Standard 6 to advise me how to run my office. You know, surely, unajua iko madharau ingine ambaye ni mbaya. But it is sad. I must tell you today, frankly, it is sad. Those are the two people who advise William Ruto. Because many times we would have meetings. Tunakubaliana hii na hii na hii na hii. Hiyo mtu ya Standard 6 ananitafuta. Niambia hiyo maneno mnaambia rais wachana nayo, haitawezekana. Ile itafanyika ni hii. After 3-4 days, ile mtu ya Standard 6 alisema inatangazwa. And that is how we have lost our country. So we must fix that problem. And let me tell the members of the Kalenjin community, nobody has anything against your community. You are a very honorable community. And nobody should ask the community to carry the failures of William Ruto. William Ruto has failed as a person. And I want to discourage anybody from attacking that community for the failures of William Ruto. President Daniel Arap Moi was a Kalenjin leader. He never killed children. Indeed, he loved children genuinely. President Daniel Arap Moi, a Kalenjin, has left a legacy on matters education. Despite not having been very educated, he built schools and he did a lot for education. So let nobody hide at William Ruto anapingwa na watu ya Kenya because he's a Kalenjin. No, that is not true. He has failed as a person. Abebe msalaba yake kama William Kipchirchir Ruto. The Kalenjin community is innocent and is crying as much as other Kenyans. Wanalia kama Wakenya wengine. Juzi, they own some land there in Narok, the Kipsigis community. Waliwawa, 7 of them. Na hiyo shamba, William Ruto ndio amechukua. He never even sent condolences to the people who died. Our Kipsigis waliwawa. So let us be very careful to define who our problem is. And our problem is not any community, our problem is a person. We need to fix that one. Finally, diaspora. You great guys. Mimi nimekuja tupangane mapema. Because I am not very clever, but I'm not a fool. Niko tu hapo katikati 50%. In 1970s, coffee was #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. In 1980s, tea took over from coffee. Tea was #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. In the early 90s, tourism took over as #1 foreign exchange earner. From the year 2000, the three were overtaken. Today, as we speak, #1 foreign exchange earner for our country, Kenya, are remittances from the diaspora. You guys are a serious player in Kenya's economic development. All the money that we get for paying public debt ni ile mnatuma nyumbani. All the money for imports ni ile mnatuma nyumbani. Money to run our embassies is the money that you said. Those of us who rear some dairy cows, a dairy cow, for you to get milk from it, you must look after it very well. You give it hay, you give it dairy meal, you give it Lusan, you whistle so that isikie mzuri ikikamuliwa. Nowadays, tunaipatia mpaka mattress ya kulalia isisikie baridi. And some people have even gone a step further. You play for it country music, Ken Rogers and Don Williams, so that they can give you milk. You guys are the dairy cow for the Kenyan economy. We must look after you for you to continue contributing positively to the Kenyan economy. Any serious government knows what it's doing. Of course, one that is not advised by a Standard 3 and Standard 6 dropout must seriously engage diaspora. We must agree with you people how you play an even bigger role in the development of our economy. But it must be when you are satisfied that your money is safe and your parents and children are safe at home and your investments are safe. We want an engagement the way my in-law from Nema has said, where we come up with a diaspora bond, and in fact we can go a step further. You guys have the necessary resources and expertise to start and run a very big and successful diaspora bank home with the branches across the world. And this is something we must do. You guys have the very sufficient resources. We create a system, you develop a bank, you run it yourselves, you have experts, and put your money there. And then we agree what incentives do we give to the diaspora people. If interest rate where they come from is at 11, you give them maybe 2 points higher or something. We also must agree on investment programs. Yesterday I was with a lady who was selling coffee here. Our coffee is the best in the world. Our tea is the best in the world. We want to encourage you people to have a partnership with us to get that coffee and that tea and those avocados and sell them where you are and make some little profit and pay our farmers well. We are talking about job creation. How would we create jobs unless we start manufacturing back home? We must interest the diaspora people instead of importing steel and cement from China, to come and start those factories at home and create employment and enhance our tax bracket. In fact, the area of cooperation between government and diaspora is so huge. Actually, you don't need to go borrowing money from other countries. The money here is sufficient to sustain our economy, but only when the owners of the money are satisfied that the money is safe and they have good incentives to bring back money home. At the end of it all, east or west? So I want to start an engagement, and these are the networks now we are creating. I agree, promises were made that we will open 5 consulates in the US. None has been kept. Opening a consulate requires money. The economy is struggling. But I want to give a commitment. We may not be able to open 5, but we can do it progressively. We start with the 2. And I agree, by the sheer size of population in Texas and the strength of the economy of the state, you deserve the first priority in establishment of a consulate. I want to give that commitment, and you test me on that one, because it's so easy for me to fulfill. It doesn't require much, it only requires good manners. Si ndio? Si watu wakikubaliana kitu wamekubaliana. We'll start a consulate. Because when I look at the size of the economy here and the opportunities for business for Kenya and how we can attract foreign investment back home from Texas, it only makes sense to have a consulate here with the trade attaches so that we can enhance our commercial cooperation with the people of the state. Again, we have consular services for the Kenyans here, for IDs, passport, marriage, and everything. And of course, we are going to push IBC to open a station here because of the sheer numbers. Yeah? So that you people can be part of the Kenyan nation and you decide on how you want to be governed. Again, I agree. That is something we had agreed with William Ruto, akaruka. Tulikuwa tumekubaliana na watu ya diaspora ya kwamba you guys have the necessary qualifications, experience, expertise, and motivation to be part of the embassy staff running our embassies across the world. Because you understand the countries where you are. If you have been here for 30, 35 years, hakuna kona hapa ujui, vile tutakaa na hii wazungu, vile tutawabebeleza walete investment Kenya. Isn't it? You know what Kenyans need. You know what they want to do. So I want also to give that commitment. That at the level of the deputy head of mission and the officers in charge of diaspora and other staff in the embassies, we must and we shall deliberately consider and recruit people from the diaspora to help us run our missions. Again, we shall have mobile consular services. Where we are not able to have a consulate, we have a mobile consular services. Wanaenda one state, wanakaa huko mwezi 3, wanapeana vitambulisho, passport, birth certificate, marriage certificate, alafu wanahama, si ndio? That is something that is doable. It's something we're going to do so that we make it less expensive for you to go to Washington in search of documents when it's not necessary. Again, in the spirit of devolution, we take the government to where the people are. Don't take the people to government. Sindio? Yeah, we take the people, the government to where the people are. So there are various issues that we shall agree on. Madam Mayor, tutakubaliana. And we'll engage everybody in the diaspora And I'm happy the way you are here today. Muketi, mupange, mutuambie, mnataka tufanye namna gani. Na nitarudi tena. Mnataka nirudi? I'll come back. Na hata Mungu akitusaidia tupate serikali, tutakuja kusema asante. Najua kwa Biblia kwa wale 10 waliponywa, mmoja alifanya nini? Mimi nitakuwa huyo mmoja. I'll come to say yes. I agree the issues of alcoholism and drug abuse is a problem in Kenya, even here. You know, when I was in office with Pastor Dorcas, we did a lot of work to deal with alcoholism and drug abuse. And we succeeded to a very great extent to do away with illicit brews and deal with the bangi and other hard drugs. Ruto using Soprano sabotaged that program. Alcohol is back. Sasa nimeona minister anajaribu kusema tufanye hii, tutekeleze hii sheria nini. We have sufficient laws in Kenya. What is lacking is a goodwill for enforcement. And we are suffering as a country. Our young people are in trouble. The boy child is in trouble. And when we form the next administration, I want to give a commitment that those are issues we'll address and address them very, very comprehensively. Again, the issues of land. In the Mara region, there's a lot of land grabbing, communal land. These are issues we're going to address. Finally, ndio tupate maswali 2-3. I want to assure you that a new dawn is coming. The English say, the darkest hour is just before dawn. Saa ile giza imeshikana, karibu kuna kucha. People of Kenya are waiting, and I want you to help me, tusaidiane. You guys have a lot of influence back home. Mukipiga masimu, muongeleshe wa Kenya. Muambie, they should not waver. They should not be intimidated. We must get the change that we desire. Kenyans have a right to have good governance. And the diaspora people, I also want to commit that we want you to be part of government and be on the decision-making table and enrich our thinking, because you have a lot of experience out here where things are working and working well. In matters democracy, in matters healthcare, in matters education system, in matters of taking care of the elderly. And I have given a commitment that I want one of you to come to the Senate through our party, as specially elected, to come and help us create laws on devolution, because devolution is working out here. Again, we'll also give you another one position in the National Assembly, specially elected. You come there, assist us to make laws. Again, in the counties where we are strong, almost 20 counties where we are very strong, where we'll have a majority of the MCAs, we'll have many, many specially elected MCAs. We'll want every county to give diaspora at least one specially elected MCA to come, so that you help us to make good laws on devolution. For the women, marchers will nominate you, fine. Lakini pia tunataka mpiganie hizi viti. You must fight for these seats, my dear. Most of these seats are vacant. Most of these MPs, wananchi wamemalizana na hao. So we want to encourage you people. Yesterday I met a candidate for Kikuyu. anataka kuenda kutoa Kimani Ichung'wa huyu. Yeah. It's a Texas guy. Yeah. Kuja utoe hiyo jamaa, mmesumbua watu sana. I met a candidate for Thika Town. Yeah. That seat is vacant. The one who is here now is called Nyakanga. So where kuja? I met a candidate for Kinangop. That seat is vacant. Yeah. Of course, the chairman here, Kiambu Town, it is vacant. Bobasi, hapo ndege zilikuwa zinaleta shida. For Bobasi, I met also a senator for Garissa, Ahmed. I don't know whether he has come today. So, where are the women from Texas? Yeah? Munangoja nini? Sasa wewe MC, wewe unaweza chaguliwa, lakini ukija nyumbani upunguze kizungu. Si ndio? Apunguze asipunguze. Hey, ameongea hapo mpaka nimepotea. But we need such people also in parliament. Kugangana na ile watu ya ODM. Si ndio? Yeah, huyu. Yeah. This one I can specially elect kuja huko. Angangana na hii watu na ile kimombo. Because we also need some tough fellows. Si ndio? Nataka wakina mama wengine mang'aa huko kidogo. So, women, peace, please. Fight for your space. Nobody will come for you at home to come and lead them. Come out. And our society now has accepted that women and men are the same. We've got great women leaders in Kenya. Please, I want to encourage you, within DCP, we'll give you an opportunity to come and fight for these seats. You know? Tuko na viti mingi sana. Kuna ile ya women rep, ya Murang'a is vacant. Ya Nyandarua is vacant. Nairobi is vacant. Kajiado is vacant. Narok is vacant. Kiambu is double vacant. Yeah. Nyeri is vacant. You know, you people, akina mama, nyinyi muko hapa na muko na dollars kidogo ya kuweka billboard nini na kupaka marangi mzuri na kukaa vizuri, mkuja pale, you know, you come piga picha hapo, come and meet women and talk. Go to Citizen and give your vision. Let people listen to you and listen to the brains that you have. And we have great women who can make great leaders. And I'm a very strong defender of women leadership. You know? And mukuje tafadhali. We'll give you several for specially elected, but zingine tunataka mpiganie mkuje mpate hizo viti. So mimi nimeshukuru. I think I have tackled most of the things that had been raised. I think I've tackled most of the things that were raised, and I want to assure you that I will remain simple, available, and the same person to engage. Hata nikipata hii kiti, sitabadilika, sitafuta kichwa, nijifanye mimi ni mtu mkubwa sana. We'll continue engaging and engaging and engaging. I saw watu huko nyumbani pahali linaishi, nilikuta nimewekewa very good sign karibu wa Monyoro, Texas. Sasa pale nyumbani nasema huyu Rigiji inaonekana amenunua ranch Texas. See, it's a good prayer. It's a very good prayer. Muniombe. Nipate pesa, nikuje ninunue shamba hapa, nikuwe nikija kutembelea nyinyi. That prayer will be answered. It's a good prayer. So mimi nimeshukuru sana. I think we can take one or two questions so that
Itoni moninche to radio yero. Nidol ton tifini kia kilomon. Neto suja tem tantao. Nemiyolo enkati nenye. Omba nai maitiete ngishui. Nena ereshata niyolo unye. Pokin tiatua CS TV. Wore CS TV. Neti esiana on tifini na isol. Tiatua olosholor masai. Teka untia Narok, Kajiado, Sampuru, Baringo, Laikipia, Ometaba ikolo sholelatia, Le Tanzania, CSTV, Tayuno lo boliyo, Tepo kirishatam.